Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Edi Kurniawan Siregar. I am a student of Padang State University. My major is automotive engineering. Okay, at this moment I will explain the engine is the heart of your car. Okay, the engine is the heart of your car. It is a complex machine built to convert heat from burning gas into the force that turns the road wheels. The chain of reaction which achieves that objective is set in motion by a spark, which ignites a mixture of petrol vapor and compressed air inside a momentarily sealed cylinder and causes it to burn rapidly. That is why the machine is called an internal combustion engine. As the mixture burns, it expands, providing power to drive the car. To withstand its heavy workload, the engine must be a robust structure. It consists of two basic parts. Number one, the lower, heavier section is the cylinder block, a casing for the engine's main moving parts. The detachable upper cover is the cylinder head. The cylinder head contains valve control passage through which the air and fuel mixtures enter the cylinder and other through which the gas produced by the combustion are expelled. The block houses the crankshaft, which convert the reciprocating motion of the piston into rotary motion at the crankshaft. Often the block also houses the camshaft, which override mechanism that open and close the valve in the cylinder head. Sometimes the camshaft is in the head or mounted above it. Different engine layouts. Inline engine, the simplest and most common type of engine comprised four vertical cylinders close together in a row. This is known as an inline engine. Cars with capacities exceeding 200 cc often have 6 cylinders inline. V engine. The more compact V engine is fitted in some cars, especially vehicles with 8 or 12 cylinders, and also some with 6 cylinders. Here the cylinders are arranged opposite each other at angle of up to 90 degrees. Horizontally opposite engine. Some engines have horizontally opposite engines. They are an extension of the V engine, the angle having been widened to 180 degrees. The advantage lie in saving heat and also certain aspects of balance. The cylinders in which the piston operates are cast into the block, as are mounting for ancillary equipment such as a filter for the oil which lubricates the engine and a pump for the fuel. An oil reservoir, called the sump, is bolt underneath the crankcase. The engine, how power is created. In basics, the conversion of full energy into power in an engine starts when petrol is mixed with air in device called a carburetor to form a highly combustible mixture. On the induction stroke, the piston is descending, the inlet valve is fully open and the exhaust valve closed. As the piston rises on its compression stroke, the exhaust valve is still closed and the inlet valve is closing. The power stroke drives the piston downwards as the ignited gas expands. Both the inlet and exhaust valves are closed. The hot gas in the cylinder escapes through the open exhaust valve as the piston rises again for the exhaust stroke. The mixture is drawn in the cylinder through valves, compressed to about an eighth or ninth of its original volume by a piston, and ignited by a spark plug. Rapid expansion of the burning gas, the combustion drives the piston down the cylinder. The downward thrust is changed by the connection route to rotary movement of the crankshaft in much the same way a cyclist pressing his foot on the pedal turns the chain wheel. The downward stroke of the piston is known as the power stroke. In a 4-stroke cycle, it occurs only once in every 4-stroke the piston up and down movement. Compression ratio. The difference between the volume of air and mixtures sucked in the cylinder by the induction stroke and its eventual volume when compressed. Fully is called the compression ratio. If the mixture is reduced to 1/9 of its original volume, the engine has a compression ratio of 9:1. The cycle starts with the induction stroke, with the exhaust valve closed. A downward movement of the piston sucks full mixture from the carburetor into the cylinder. The mixture enters through the inlet valve, which has been opened by the camshaft turn. The upward movement of the piston which follows is the compression stroke. The exhaust valve remains closed and the inlet valve also closed. So, the mixture in the cylinder is compressed by the racing piston into a small space known as the combustion chamber, usually in the cylinder head or in the top of the piston. A spark from the spark plug ignites the mixture and causes it to expand rapidly, driving the piston down in the power stroke. As the piston rises once more, the inlet valve remains closed but the exhaust valve open. This movement allows the waste product of the burn mixture to escape through the exhaust system, and is called the exhaust stroke. The camshaft continues to rotate, the exhaust valve closes and the inlet valve opens, and the 4-stroke cycle starts again. The firing orders. Valve position in a 1, 2, 4, 3 firing order. The sequence in which the spark plugs ignited the mixture in each of the engine cylinder is known as the firing order. This is controlled by the distributor, which directs the flow of current to each plug at the correct time during the engine's 4-stroke cycle. The camshaft is designed to open and shut the valves in the required sequence. The spark occurs just before the piston reaches top dead center on the compression stroke. The cylinders of an inline engine are usually numbered from front to rear, starting with number 1 cylinder. If the plugs were fired in numerical order from 1 end to the other, the successive power impulse from the piston would cause the engine to run very unevenly and vibrate excessively. In a 4-cylinder engine, vibration is reduced with a firing order 1-3-4-2 or 1-2-4-3. Whenever the high tension leads are removed from the spark plugs, they must always be reconnected in the correct sequence to maintain to proper firing order. If in any doubt, label the leads with their cylinder numbers on piece of sticky tape. The inertia of the rotating flywheel also helps to smooth out the cycle variation and minimize vibration of the engine. Okay guys, jangan madigil-ligil ni sudah.
Bang Ecet apa ih?
Bo.